Chile here with Sirius Taurus Moon and Ascendant 29 degrees Libra. Mercury hour, Mercury 15 degrees Taurus. And midheaven 29 degrees Libra, Ascendant 11 degrees Capricorn, both 0, 0. The 0 point of Eris. And we were talking about the people who have those Libra placements opposing Eris. And we're talking about Neptune, talking about Pluto. Okay, the Pluto Librans at the end of Libra, that Eris is opposing their Pluto. And so this is where the Pluto squares were the beginning of something that, let's say, but the Pluto square was still with Eris opposing, but Eris is still opposing. So the Pluto square part is done, but the Eris is not done yet. And for some of the people that is the last degrees, Eris does not oppose the degree yet, which means that the transiting Eris opposing Pluto, even if for those people it would be by natal chart as well. And some of these people hold the opposition by natal chart. I'm really looking forward to, I'm going to name the names, Jewel. Truth in aspect astrology. She's supposed to be having a natal chart with, no, because Eris would be around the middle decan as well. But the transiting. I'll be waiting for Jewel to speak up when Eris opposes her Pluto. And she'll be waiting for me to speak up because I have Pluto in the 0 Scorpio. She has Pluto at the end of Libra. So probably Jewel will make some of the greatest contributions to astrology. She already begins to talk about the logos and psychology, and she will be making some of the greatest contributions to the field with this aspect in the coming 20-30 years. Sorry that I delineated your chart, but it's Eris. It's so the global scientific endeavor takes precedence over our personal natal charts. And this is exactly the meta of this opposition. It's like, hey, that watch that person, because in the coming 20 years or so, Eris is now around my Mercury, which is why you hear me a lot. But you're going to hear Jewel because she's going to have the Eris Pluto cycle. And she's probably going to be adding a lot to what I say from her perspective. Because it's still the opposition. And then Pluto at the end of Capricorn was kind of like a point of Thales. But now is no longer a point of Thales to that. And so we're beginning to experience this opposition without the point of Thales with Pluto between Capricorn to Aquarius. And that can create a discernment to the natal chart versus the transits. Now, again, probably also before and so on and so forth. But here Eris really comes into play. And Jewel has the background. She studied the fixed stars. She studied the aspect, particularly to the outer planets. my contribution, I have a Neptune Pluto dominant and also Eris, but one of the first astrologers that I listened to was Jewel, and um, and the beginning of with the aspects, and she made a great contribution to the aspects with the minor aspect, the fixed stars, the asteroids. I think also the asteroids, and it's fantastic background because she's definitely gonna need to apply all of those with Aries. um, with Pluto, here is the thing with Pluto Libra, is it's kind of like becoming a Louis Hay. Aries is 12 o'clock from that. Now, it's 12 o'clock is not about now. Here's the thing. Jewel has the great knowledge about the aspects. During my Pluto square, I was watching her oppositional aspects and so on and so forth. So begin to apply that with everything that I say about Aries. It's not meeting in the middle, but it's definitely seeing one another from 12 o'clock. When I say, oh, abolishing occultistic rape is important for Logos. Yeah, this is why Oppenheimer dropped bombs on two cities, not the entire humanity. And he used her also in, I don't know if she was tortured, but he used her also when I was tortured. And so, and I saw later there were like weird things happening. Um, and this is, because Pluto in Libra is about standing in our power, but this is airy stuff. There's a lot to it. Again, I don't know, everybody in their Pluto. I will have my Eris Pluto position on the degree only when I think both of us it would come to the degree. It's us and Kim Jong Un. Yes, Pluto 29 degrees Libra. Oh my God! And an entire generation, the entire people that were born around these years, but. Oh my God. By the way, around the Kim Jong Un Pluto square, this country is North Korea. Somebody might want to write a patent on that. I really tried. Oh my God. That one. The Peter are the freeze translate. Yeah. The occultistic rape there was not something I would write in anybody's life passage, but nor was it written in his, or was it supposed to be have written in? Never mind. And this is turning to the fact that the people with the placements around Mula Nakshatra, Dutro, Prime Minister, I think it's Prime Minister, right? Not President with Singapore, Uranus, The troll moon. Me meet heaven. Same degree as talent. Blah blah blah. No that. No that. Yes. When people talk about the upbringing that brings tyrants, oh my God. Like I say, abolish occultistic rape. And um, some people have the Neptunes there. Um, Neptune, trine, Eris. Now, Neptune is like a message in a bottle. It's going to pop up somewhere. And with Neptune, we can't be saying, "Oh, don't worry, you won't leave." Okay, that's a reminder to upload my Vogue episode. Yo! Vogue episode. Think it's this one. Wait a second, I would see it. No, it's not. This one was uploaded. This one was not uploaded. I was looking at the Netherlands. No, I did upload this, right? Let's take a look at this. Did I have? I'd uploaded Hot Astrology. Nope, I did not upload this. Maybe I did for a name. No. Okay. Oh, I did do a beginning of this episode. I will upload the beginning of this episode because it's kind of cool. Me having a moment. What? The water refinery moment. The water refinery moment. Now to, yeah, Eris trining Mula Nakshatra and the last decan of Gemini. Last decan of Gemini, we make a decision and we have to stick with that decision. But at the end, the decan of Eris is also where the logos is refined. And it could be when we abolish occultistic rape that there's a lot going for it. And this is so... moment. 33 subscribers. It's growing. I kind of feel this happens. My Neptune Square has not said its last word yet. 33. Anyway. And the Mula Nakshatra is, is everything is beset of Mula Nakshatra, Galactic center, Mula Nakshatra. And Eris agreeing with those placements, I think it's a lot to do with the series I made about the troll. Because his moon is around my midheaven, Vas. But when occultistic rape is abolished, then all of us have money. 45% chances of return from the expedition. Oh, people want me to do that PTSD button. Okay, let's see if this is. Wait, I erased this. No, it's a funny song. I'm not saying it's a PTSD, but I don't know where's this song. I don't know. It was a Friday, it's what I'm saying. What was it? No, no, I would have to give credit to the original song because the first part is, yeah, it's like, say you be in a parcel next thing, and have the Birkenstocks. Oh my God. Yeah, but the original song, it belongs to, yes, I would need to give proper credits for the rendition, I think, with the new rules or not. I don't know. I think it's allowed to make renditions, actually, but I would need to credit the original song creator. It's not like a Beyonce song that everybody knows now. Or Mariah Carey that everybody knows but still get credited. And so Mula, definitely the True to Seer series was Eris transiting Moon of the True, because I was basically describing how such offenses are created, and that's an Eris thing. Basically, the occultistic whip around creation of Mark the Troll. And I addressed the limit, I addressed the chart, and so on. Now I actually didn't think about that Eris, but yeah, Eris trying in my midheaven was definitely accentuating itself, beginning to accentuate its. Yes, it's almost on a degree. That was a part of that, and I also addressed to Singapore. in that notion of looting back from the economic hitmanship of certain countries in the West. And the Haag moving to Singapore and so on and so forth. Then, yeah, also delineate what ideas come and how they're related. It's true. It's absolutely connected to patents. It's true. Like I didn't think about it, but it's actually true. Yeah, more placements. Stalin. There was an episode about Stalin with the face of Stalin. About, it's not my episode. I don't remember who but you can YouTube this because it was about the upbringing that raises tyrants, and there was the face of Stalin. Now that would be Eris trying in his midheaven. They did not address occultistic rape, but I do. And last deacon of Aquarius. Haven't the converts suffered enough? No. People with Saturn, people going to Saraswati is not ethical. Jobs are not ethical to Saraswati. But occultistic rape is oknit. Anyways. And yeah. What's the chart of Bill Gates? What's the chart of Bill Gates again? Also, my colleague Chris Brennan has a moon around that nakshatra. And Rahu Beta per se, which is yeah, Venus in the 11th, so we're gonna know. And I think with this Rahu return, and Venus in 11th can be the viewers of a podcast, and I'm one. So and this is where Lilith, Bill Gates, Eris trining his Lilith. This is where I describe the role of occultistic rape in creating a person that would. And what did he use? He talked about the self. He did not say I am. He said that he would wish to incarnate or to be person that would be like to be as, which is the headless right, to be a virus that infects for society and depopulates society. Is result of occultistic rape, and is now being litigated. That's kind of important. Maybe it's useful if they abolish occultistic rape for everybody. Nobody has to be doing time. Because it's like if nobody's raped anymore and everybody is recovering and happy and so on and so forth, then nobody has to be in prison. Ascendant 26 degrees Cancer is squared by the transit in Eris, but Lilith here trines Lilith in the 6th house. His enemies were people that were occultistically raped by him, but their teachings can also serve him. And I have midheaven there. It's not impossible because of this, because these are rituals that happen and they affect so many people in society. It's not impossible that many people have been affected by this. And so Pluto Jupiter conjunction, Saturn Venus in Scorpio, Mars in Libra, middle decan. Gates would have Eris Mars opposition and Venus Scorpio, Venus Saturn. I think it was Buffett that was removing his investment in the Gates Foundation when Buffett was invested in Epstein himself. Buffett, because Buffett also came up. Yes, but I'm not going to delineate Kathleen's chart. I don't have her chart. I have only the placement that she said publicly, but oh, Saturn Uranus. Saturn Uranus is next to my midheaven. That's the thing to do with her contribution to science, and now Eris trines it. But it also exposed were places where structurally she could not have been ritually abused, but like I said, the scientific endeavor here takes precedence over our individual charts, because abolition of occultistic rape takes precedence over the juristic procedure. Why? Because occultistic rape violates our sense of self. Um, um, yeah. In the natal chart, it would still be applied on position, and sphere and sundry came up, particularly the particular talismans around that already beginning to apply trine. To maintain that contribution, one need to abolish occultistic rape. It's because there's also the question of infrastructure, because one could say, oh, these talismans are infrastructure and so on and so forth. What I say about Eris is Wi-Fi. It's not Wi-Fi. It's the minerals that they dig to do the Wi-Fi. And this is Buffett. because that name also came up. X has Pluto, with Eris trining that Pluto. Which means that, that there is an agreement between Eris and Pluto there. That is why there are discussions. The people that were born there, there will be, I think, late Gen Zers were born with Pluto there, and they would have agreement regarding a dropping of a bomb to assert sovereignty, regarding some sort of beliefs. That, for example, the thoughts about dropping a micro A bomb on Israel, or certain thing, if we bomb the nuclear refinery or the nuclear project of Iran, of course there is leaking, and that could be that agreement. Yes, delineating decisions. Delineating classified decisions. Moving on from Mula Nakshatra. Buffett, like, I'm the one that got away with that. No, he was invested in Epstein. And which means he didn't get away with that. 18 degrees midheaven, Venus 22 in Libra, next to Spica but 22 in 11th house, ascending on my midheaven. Buffett, now I'm your inspiration. That's what I'm saying. Abolish occultistic rape. Use your power in favor of humanity. And Moon with my Ketu. Jupiter to my Moon. Pluto 20 degrees Cancer. Mars in Cancer. Mars trining my Pluto. I said what I said. Harmony between Mars and Pluto. Fiscal changes and transformation to the core. Pluto Scorpio. Mars trining Mars. Dat is geen probleem. Lily 22ing. Lily 22ing in Aquarius. Sextiling Eris. When was Eris in 22 degree? I think Eris conjoined Chiron in 22 degree. No, already not. When was Eris 22ing? Before the Me Too. I would need to look up that more accurately. Chiron 18 degrees Taurus. Venus 22 in midheaven 22, midheaven 18. The root of evil is degradation of the feminine, which like if this guy would be invested in femicide, will not be good for him. Not with his placements in Cancer. And a lot of fortune on my ascendant. Wow. I said what I said. He is a day chart, which means that he would believe in access to choice. And here is the thing. Degradation of the feminine is, according to him, a choice of the masculine and the feminine within Buffett. Beliefs to do with degradation of the feminine are the source of his intergenerational traumas. Yes, also this Mercury in Venus sign. Mercury ruling the sun that is ruling the ninth. Is also the origin of his traumas. Rahu, 26 degrees Eris. On my Mercury. Rahu Mercury. Ketu Speaker. Eris is conjoining this Rahu now. That's why we're having this conversation now. Uranus, 14 degrees Aries. We put the Uranus Aries to my natal Aries. Lot of fortune in the fourth house on my ascendant. I don't know if he has activation of lot of fortune, but this probably can be a peak time for his lot of fortune. By the way, Kathleen Kopok has a Rahu moon around here. And she mentioned Buffett in a Jupiter Cancer talisman. Like I said, people have reached that level of power that they're invested in Epstein, and particularly known for being very well acquainted with what they're invested in. They are expected to use the power to grant individual sovereignty per every individual. Which can only be done by abolishing occultistic rape. Abolishing these occult practices. And having Pluto in the 8th house means that it's the swiped under the rug things. But it's also the source of the intergenerational trauma and the key to intergenerate. Literally, the teeth of the children will not rot because the parents ate unripe food. Also, investment-wise. What is the chart now? Now, a lot of the fruit of his investments is both us being able to have that conversation and the origin wounds that we've both been affected by. Lily 22 is conjoining Deneb Algedi, which is about wealth redistribution. Moon hour, Sol day, moon is 1 degree Pisces, applying to conjoin Rahu at 5 degrees Pisces, which is next to Fomalhaut. Jupiter next to the Pluto. Jupiter Pluto, and the descendant on the Jupiter Pluto. Ascendant is applying to my lot of fortune. Um, Mars applying to Eris. Day chart, Mars being at home sign, the more challenging malefic. But here is simply the truth. The things swept under the rug become bigger so that they can be addressed. The solutions are already there. And no, they're not femicide. No are they degradation of the feminine. In spirit, in matter, in resources. Um, a little more to Buffett's chart here in terms of transits. No, this is Bill Gates. I addressed Bill Gates. Ascendant Procyon squaring Eris. But Lilith. And this is Buffett. Buffett has moon same nakshatra as Deming. Um, and this is yes, Jupiter Pluto. The problem becomes so big that it must be addressed. But because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, there are solutions. And there are benevolent solutions that are actually authentically benevolent. And authentically benevolent is Pluto Jupiter. The key to Pluto Jupiter is being authentically benevolent. Um, by the way, the Eris Uranus, the Me Too was within the Uranus return for Buffett. Um, you want me to delineate the marrying up? Because the seventh house here is Gemini. Venus here is in Libra. Venus in Libra. Because he said he married up. Venus in Libra. Venus 22 in, Lilith 22 in, Midheaven 18, Ketu Spica. No, it's not Ketu Spica, it's Ketu closer to Spica because it's 26 degrees. Those may have to do with that. Mercury, first decan Libra, ruling seventh house. Now, Jupiter rules his ascendant. So what I have to say to Buffett, first of all, he didn't marry up. Jupiter is exalted here in his intergenerational wealth. To do with Jupiter, to do with himself. That is increased after marriage. But he perceived himself to be marrying up, which is actually not true, but this moon is also in his first house. So there's nice perception. But to understand that he didn't marry up, he needs to abolish occultistic rape. Then he would see his authentic self. What would Warren Buffett be without ritual abuse? Even bigger, even better, and authentically benevolent. Then his lineage would live authentic benevolence for humanity, which is also probably why we're having this conversation. Or total extinction of humanity. Like both. Remember, Oppenheimer had moon around Procyon. A free man did not oppress another. A free man did not threaten another. A free man need not silence another. Definitely need not be invested in Epstein Island. Where's my Dene Balgedi talisman today? Zawatar. What a refinery. That's the truth. You say, Shirley, could this be possible with Chiron 18 degrees, Lilith and Venus 22 degrees, midheaven 18 degrees, everything screaming femicide? I say femicide is his birth wound with labor. And curating this wound is essential with Venus on the midheaven to his legacy. Does he leave a legacy of evil, or does he leave a legacy of authentically remediating evil? Remediating the effects of evil, but also remediating the core reasons of why evil is done. Ketu midheaven Ra in the 5th house. Ra IC tends to the upbringing. Mars in the 8th, Moon in the 1st. Fated to tend to his upbringing. And the connection to the evil things that he was invested in. By the way, fatedly. It's an intergenerational issue. Neptune, Virgo, Sol Virgo. Neptune and Sun in Magha Nakshatra. Ketu going over his Sun and about to go over his Neptune. Ketu in 5 degrees Virgo, Magha Nakshatra, is sandwiched between his Sun and his Neptune. Patrilineage issues is the 10th house. This is why he got the belief he was marrying up, but he was actually not marrying up. Why? Because descendant ruled by Mercury, and Sun also ruled by Mercury, and Sun Magha. Sun ruling over Leo in the 9th house. International leaders, monarchs, patriarchs, and so on. Now with Ketu, is purging certain beliefs to do with leadership, monarchy, and Magha Nakshatra. But it's good. Ketu is working well with Magha. Is associated with Magha because it's a dematerializing, basically, the Magha Nakshatra. And the things that Magha received from, let's say, what is Ketu will not dematerialize. How should I say that? Ketu takes away, is ecliptic, so it takes away what no longer serves. And if you would take away occultistic rape from his upbringing, we would get a person that understands that he did not marry up. Now, Ketu Neptune can be dematerializing helplessness. Ra Formalhaut, psychic wisdom. And Jupiter is crossing his Pluto. By the way, Neptune Sun is very prevalent within the boys, the men that were associated with Epstein Dossiers or the true dossiers. It is, and particularly Magha, so I don't know, was ancestry of Buffett, but this thing with Magha that is happening is dematerializing a lot of the issues of the patrilineage, and if ritual and occultistic abuse are abolished, he will also not have to go to jail, and he will also might, like, even if he crosses over because of, let's say, old age, it would not be as terrible if, let's say, if he does femicide right now. But it's true. Well, it should be a 35, not a 33, right? um, More free reading for a multi-trillionaire. By the way, my Uranus is trining his Uranus. I'm a compatible astrologer to give him the news. No. And it's to do with Eris, and his Uranus is around my Eris. Which means, what did I say about Eris? The scientific endeavor takes precedence over our individual chart. Occultistic rape is antithetical to scientific endeavor, which is why with Uranus Aries conjunction, I came up with not, oh, they harassed me, they this, they that. A satire about that, but also the scientific endeavor is progressing in Italian strike steps because of these things. Now we also know to name them, basically ritual abuse and occultistic rape. And he has Uranus to my Aries. And this is, he has Uranus opposing my Urania, but trine in my Uranus, and his Jupiter Moon. So I have Moon in his 8th house, which means that I see the emotional issues that is swiped under the rug, and in that case it's also house of passive income, which concerns the world. And it's kind of like, when you're a billionaire to change the world, you're not exempt from being seen by the world, because it regards everybody's, everybody's 401k, everybody's life insurance, everybody's investments. And we're the age of air, which is transparency. So it's a sensitive position to be in, but so are the things that were done. Yes, this Pluto is squaring Rahu, applying to square Rahu, or Rahu separating from square with Pluto, which means there's a crisis point right now with Jupiter is applying to square Rahu and Ketu. Big crisis. But again, Jupiter exalted, it's a big crisis, but is authentically benevolent. Okay, what I say is coming from position is authentically benevolent. The teeth of the children will not rot because the father ate unripe fruit, when we abolish the practice of eating unripe fruit, which is what I'm doing. And he could be considered a father figure because his investment model, his vision ought to be studied by us millennials and rendited And if we do not argue with our fathers, and if we do not hold accountable also our fathers, then